and good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Goosebumps Podcast Can Be Murdered. I'm your host, Bumps in the Night, and tonight I'm joined with three of my co-hosts. Tonight I have with me Senpai Josh, the anime boss, also known as an Otaku Life for Me.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
I also have with me Dead Shock Studios, also known as Brandon Sime.
Yo.
And last but not least, he's known by many names, but you can call him the Grinch.
Hello.
Alright, and so today we are doing yet another Give Yourself episode. This is our 11th book in the series. We're reading Deep in the Jungle of Doom. So if you've never seen this show before, or essentially listened to us, when we do a Give Yourself episode, hold on, you gotta crack our sponsor here.
Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Yeah, that's a leftover Baja Blast Laguna Lemonade, because this was the 20th year of Baja Blast. So anyway, if you've never seen us do a Give Yourself, here's how the rules work. We each take turns reading a part in the story. We make decisions as a group. So we have to have a unanimous vote of at least 3. If we get split on a 2-2 tie, then Brandon flips a coin for us, and we go with that coin toss. We have 1 life per player, meaning there are 4 lives in this round. If we decide that we don't like a choice, for instance, I say let's go here, and Josh doesn't like that, Josh can extinguish his life to have us move to the choice he would like. But if we lose, it's that said person's fault. With that being said, do we have any questions, concerns, comments, or emotional outbursts?
No.
Okay. Alright, so then let's start up with this little prequel page, and we'll get right into it here. So, beware. Do not read this book from beginning to end. Oh god. Me Tarzan, you doomed. You're on vacation in South America, all ready for some real jungle action. Tigers, quicksand, and swinging on vines. Then you eat some enchanted fruit, and you start changing into a hideous, scaly monster. Now tigers are the least of your worries. You got to find a way back to normal, and fast, before your friends leave you behind in the jungle of doom. But first you'll have to escape a lake full of vicious piranhas, or find your way out of an underground cavern, or take your chances with a tribe of headhunters. So already we're gonna get a reference to How I Got My Shrunken Head, I can call that now.
Probably,
Yeah. You're in control of this scary adventure. You decide what will happen and how terrifying the scares will be. Start on page 1 and then follow the instructions at the bottom of each page. You make the choices. Make the right choices and live to tell the tale. Make the wrong choices and beware. And this is all in caps, so I gotta shout it because you're not texting. So take a long, deep breath, cross your fingers, and turn to page 1 to give yourself goosebumps. Page 1. Love them PDFs. Love them PDFs. Also, for anyone who can't see this, I do have all the books. I just don't want to read them because they're antiques.
Okay.
Alright, so hang on, just a little.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna say this real quick. Bro really thought he was Monkey D. Luffy when he ate that fruit.
Oh my god, you're right.
You get that one?
If this one had dropped in 90... When did One Piece start? 97?
1999.
No. The anime started in 99. I'm pretty sure One Piece's manga started in 97.
It was 97. Okay.
Quick, somebody pull up the wiki. When did this fucking book drop?
1996.
Damn. Allstein was original.
Look at the first classic printing.
Okay. This is your starting point, Josh. So, go ahead.
Alright, Junior Explorers, I direct your attention to the magnificent specimen of Bromella Wood Akma.
On and on the guide Mrs. Weedle drones. You can't believe you're stuck on a nature study tour. When you saw a brochure for the Junior Explorers Adventure Club at the front desk of your hotel, it looked great. 3 days hiking in the jungle with 10 other kids your age and an experienced jungle guide. How cool. Come on, you begged your parents. We're in South America and you want me to sit by the pool all day? I could do that at home. Why did you take me to a foreign country if you didn't want to expose me to new things? Now you wish your parents had said no. At least your best friend Zoe. Are we a girl or a guy?
I'm a good girl, I don't know.
Guess we're gonna find out here. I mean, you could have best friends as girls in the 90s. Anyway, your best friend Zoe is with you on the hike, and even though the guide is as boring as possible, the jungle is pretty cool. Heavy vines hang crisscrossed over the trail. Strange and beautiful flowers in deep colors sprout from every side. As you follow behind Zoe, you notice a strange spiky flower with bright blue petals off to the side of the trail. Absent-mindedly, you reach out and touch it. A sudden breeze makes the bright blue petals shiver.
No.
The flower screams. You pull your hand back at the last second. Turn to page 2. Before we turn, how much you want to bet that's just Zoe?
Yeah, probably. Zoe. Probably.
Alright, Brandon?
No.
The screams continue.
Don't touch that
Oh!
flower.
Fuck, that was supposed to be Josh. It's only Mrs. Whittle. What's wrong, you ask? Is it poisonous? Does it shoot venom or something cool?
Of course not.
Miss Whittle huffs.
That flower is an endangered species. You could have killed it.
She turns and marches back to the front of the group.
Whoa, that was a close one.
Zoe says, brushing the bangs away from her eyes.
For a second there, I thought something exciting was actually going to happen.
Zoe's cool. Way cool. That's one of the reasons she's your best friend. She has a sarcastic remark for every situation. Am I just Zoe?
Possibly, yeah.
And she's not scared of anything. And that's why you know she's just as anxious as you are to break away from the group and do some real exploring. Just a moment ago, through the trees, you saw something else that was definitely worth checking out. There it is again, off to the right, about 20 yards away. Incredible! Your heart skips a beat at what you see. Turn to page 37. Damn, we jumping already. About 20 yards off to the right, through the crisscrossing branches and leaves of the jungle, you see a bush. A big bush of vines. With feet! That's right, 2 clawed feet carved into the stone and sticking out from under the clinging vines. You figured it'd be cool. You figured it could be one of those tribal ruins in the jungle you read about. You heard there used to be some pretty dangerous tribes of headhunters in the area. You're dying to find out if they still exist. Why? Pause. Why?
Oh my god, you literally called it Dalton.
I'm just saying, guys, real talk. If I was a kid, I had no interest in meeting, like, natives. Did anyone else?
No, I'm good.
Well, for me, I like history, so maybe natives would be okay with me, as long as they were, like not cannibal natives.
Dude, they would
You know what I mean?
unga bunga your ass. No thanks.
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, unpause. Headhunters shrink people's heads, and they make sacrifices to ancient statues carved in stone. At least that's what you've heard. Mrs. Weedle would have everyone thinking the most dangerous thing in the jungle was a bee, or maybe a stupid aphid. They eat endangered plants. Zoe, you call up to her. Look over there. Which, by the way, why are you shouting out loud? Like, you're gonna get caught, dumbass. Just
Yeah.
tap a shoulder. There's something weird about that bush. I wish we could go check it out,
I got an idea.
Zoe says with a gleam in her eye. You've been friends with Zoe for almost your entire life. You know that when you see that gleam in her eye, it means that you're about to get in trouble. Usually a fun kind of trouble, but always big trouble. Maybe deep trouble even. Turn to page 64.
God damn, we're being jerked around here.
I know, right? Seriously, zip zabs up.
Alright. Oh, Miss Weedle.
Zoe calls out. The group comes to a halt.
What was the name of that extremely rare flower you were describing this morning? The one that all the famous scientists are searching for.
Which one you mean? The Amaryllis Caratat locust.
Is that the one with the weird twisting orange petals and blue sterns?
Yes, indeed.
Miss Weedle answers. She starts to wiggle her fingers excitedly.
What about the Caratat locust?
I saw it.
Zoe shouts.
I really did.
Where?
Miss Weedle does a happy little jump.
I think it was over there.
Zoe says, pointing back down the path.
Or maybe it was that way.
She says, pointing to the left of the group. We should split up and search for it, you suggest. All the kids start talking at once. Now's your chance to sneak away. Turn to page 42. You and Zoe dash off the path into the jungle. You hear Miss Weedle yelling behind you.
Be quiet.
You can picture her red-faced and out of breath. All the noise settles down and Miss Weedle starts talking again. You stay very still and you listen from your hiding place behind a big tree.
Okay, we got 2 good hours of hiking up to get to our campgrounds tonight. That gives us until 3 o'clock to find on the locust. Now, everyone follow me.
It worked. They're looking for that flower, and as long as you hook back up with them again before 3 o'clock, they may never know you were gone. Zoe, did you really see the Cucamalaka puss?
No way.
She says, grinning from ear to ear.
But now we get to explore.
You make your way through the dense leaves and vines toward the stone feet that caught your eye before. Here it is, Zoe, you shout. There must be a statue underneath these vines. You both get a good grip on the creeping vines and yank them back. Your blood runs cold at what you see. It's Dan Schneider.
Really?
Turn to page 47.
He's like,
J-
come here,
Grinch!
I
Gr-
got a thing for you.
Grinch, the only thing you can see from that statue's feet.
And he likes, and we all know Dan likes feet. Too much.
Oh yeah, he's like, hey yo, baby girl, show me those little feetsies. Come on,
Show me
dog.
those footsies, little baby girl.
Yeah, he definitely is a Tootsie Roller. Alright, so...
Oh yeah.
The creeping vines fall to either side of the statue. A hideous gargoyle carved out of oh god, we're in Aztec territory.
Oh no, we're cooked.
Carved out of gleaming white stone. It has crazy bulging eyes and long sharp teeth. It looks like some kind of mutant cat creature,
That's really creepy.
Zoe says.
It gives me the shivers just looking at it.
Then you hear something else. It sounded like a low, deep growl. It sounds like it's coming from the statue. You feel a hot blast of stale-smelling air on your face. That's when you notice the bits and pieces of the plaster falling away from the statue. What's going on, you think? You shake your head and blink your eyes, but it doesn't help. The great stone beast lifts one of its clawed forepaws and slices out some vines still clumped around it. They fall to pieces to the ground.
Run!
Zoe screams, grabbing at you. But which way? There are two paths leading away from where you are. Down the path on the left, you see a small pool and a waterfall. Maybe you can swim away from the beast. To the right, you see a clearing with heavy sticks and rocks. Alright, time for our first choice here. To fight the beast with sticks and stones, run to page 11. To try your luck with the water, rush to page 68. So before we make a choice, just remember, sticks and stones do break bones.
True. You never hurt me.
Oh, I can definitely hurt you with words. You don't know me, I can hurt everyone here with words.
Give us like 5 minutes.
Dude, I swear to God, my words are the Genki Dama, you don't want it.
I've seen it, he can hurt people with words, bro.
Goddamn right. So, let's start with Grinch. Where do you want to go? Page 11, page 68.
The water.
Grinch wants to swim. Brandon, page 11, page 68.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna go with the water as well. I'm curious to see where that would go.
Brandon wants to go on a grand adventures on the high seas. All right, Josh, page 68, page 11.
Page 11.
Oh, Josh wants to run hands. I'm going to side with the water group. My assumption is cats can't swim. Page 68.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good reason.
Plus, we're children. It's not like we're going to thwack the fuck out of this thing. It's not like we're going to be struck with the might of Hercules and P. Diddy to beat the fuck out of it. Like...
He did it in my head.
But he's really, really strong. I mean, he took Meek Mill down. You race towards the waterfall. Maybe you can lose the giant gargoyle that way. The stone beast chasing you kind of looks like a cat. It's a jaguar. You think, and cats hate water, right? Called it. Down the path, a small pool of water is surrounded by a lush tropical plants and flowers. From 50 feet above, a river cascades down into the pool, sending up a thick mist.
Jump into the water.
Zoe shouts. She does a perfect cannonball from the mossy bank. You glance around. The stone beast appears on the path behind you. Its hideous jaws snap wildly in the air. Its thick stone leg muscles are bunched up, ready to pounce. Turn to page 51. That was a short-ass page. There's a paragraph.
That was.
It's a waste of paper.
A tree died for that whimsy little page.
A lot of trees died for that. They sold 1 million Goosebumps, dog. Alright, page 51. You stare into the crazy, bulging eyes of the stone creature. It looks a little, what the fuck? It looks a little like a Chinese parade dragon, you think. What is this thing? It's a gargoyle, it's a jaguar, now it's Chinese? It looks a little like a Chinese parade dragon, you think. It's baring its teeth at you in a hideous grin. You've got to make your move. Since the beast is made of stone, it probably can't swim. There's only one catch. Neither can you. Seriously, who doesn't know how to swim? What, are you made of fucking rock?
I'm saying what I was just thinking.
Well, I mean, Sonic doesn't know how to swim, and he still goes in the water half the time.
I didn't know. I was gonna say a bad joke, bad racist joke.
Is that a canon event? Sonic can't swim?
Yeah, you can't swim.
I did watch Sonic 2, don't spoil it. Well, if that's the fucking case, half video game characters can't swim because water is usually a death arena.
I
Also,
mean,
Minecraft.
technically, Altair can't swim either.
Yeah, because he's bitch made. It's funny, I was thinking the same thing. And anybody before Grand Theft Auto 5 couldn't swim either. But, yeah. So anyway, desperately you cast your eyes around on the ground. Next to you, there's a big stick. So we did the stick route anyway. Wow. You'll definitely need something if you're going to fight off that gargoyle, jaguar, dragon thing. Then again, maybe the stick would help you float. If you were jumped into the water, you pick it up. The gargoyle swishes its tail angrily and licks its chops with its huge gravel-coated tongue. What's it going to be? Risk drowning or take your chances with the beast? Better make your move before it pounces. If you decide to fight the beast with your stick, turn to page 112. If you decide to jump into the water with the stick, turn to page 78, starting with Josh.
Page 78.
Brandon.
78.
Grinch.
Jump in the water.
I was thinking the same thing. Unanimously page 78. Just as the gargoyle pounces at you, you do a clumsy backwards dive off the bank into the water. You plunge down into the deep pool, gripping the heavy stick with both hands. It seems as if you're underwater for too long, but then your face and arms break the surface, and you can breathe again. The stick floats. Thank goodness.
You made it.
Zoe cheers. Yeah. You cry in triumph, gasping for air. The water is icy cold. It's like taking a bath in an ice cube tray.
Look.
Zoe says breathlessly as she points to the shore. The stone beast is prowling back and forth on the bank. It looks angry.
Won't come near the water.
Zoe declares. Excellent, you say, shivering. But what do we do now? If we stay in here much longer, I think we'll freeze to death. Bitch, you were in a jungle in South Africa. You ain't gonna freeze. It's tropics.
South America.
Whatever.
Potato.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think we'll freeze to death. I'm already starting to lose feeling in my toes, because you're diabetic.
Oh.
Zoe doesn't say anything. Her teeth are chattering too hard. You feel your feet beginning to grow numb from the freezing water. Are you destined to become 2 human ice cubes? Or will you be torn apart by a big wailing rock? Wait the fuck a minute. Are there piranhas in this water? We didn't think about this, guys. There could be piranhas in this water.
Oh,
True.
Turn to page 6.
wait.
The gargoyle growls at you from the shore as it slashes one of its razor-sharp claws through the air. Meanwhile, you're starting to lose feeling above your knees now. You never knew water could be this cold. Things are looking grim. Let's be calm about this, you say. There must be something we can do.
Yeah, right.
Zoe moans, rolling her eyes.
Why don't we just swim right up the waterfall?
Haha, very funny, you retort. Sometimes Zoe's sarcasm isn't so cool. But you stare at the waterfall anyway. The water pounds down from the jagged cliffs above. Sunlight turns the falling streams of water many deep shades of blue and green. But that's not what you're looking at. There's something else. You think you can make out the outline of something behind the falls. Something big, something dark. Is it another stone beast? Turn to page 31 and find out.
I have to use the restroom, but I'm already on the 31.
Alright.
I'm just gonna mute quick, okay?
Okay. No, it's not another stone beast. You can see behind the waterfall. It's the mouth of a cave. We might not be able to go up the waterfall, you say to Zoe, but maybe we can go through it. Come on here. Look. Clutching your floating stick, you paddle over towards the pounding waterfall. You paddle over toward the pounding falls and mist. Zoe follows you.
Cool.
Zoe shouts.
There's a cave behind the falls. Maybe we could crawl through and find a way out of this mess.
You take a deep breath and dive down, stick and all. Under the tremendous spray created by the waterfall, the water pushes you down for a moment. Your eyes and ears are filled with pounding foam. When you come up again, you are behind the sheet of water in the mouth of the cave. The sunlight shines through the mist, creating tiny rainbows in the air. It's pretty to look at the pool through the waterfall. The cave behind you isn't nearly so pretty. Dark, jagged rocks cut out from its black mouth. A warm, moist wind blows against your face. Then you feel something slimy brush against your leg underwater. What was that? You think. But before you can think, it grabs your foot and pulls you under. Quick, splash over to page 125.
Man, they really are making us jump.
I know, right? The back of the book. The icy water fills your ears, eyes, and mouth. You gulp for air only to swallow water, cough and sputter. You thrash your arms, but it feels as though you're still sinking. In your panic, you let go of the stick. Your lungs begin to ache. You open your eyes and try to see what has pulled you underwater. It's no good. All you can see is a blurry blue of water. Water everywhere. With one last burst of strength, you shake off the thing that has you by the foot. Gasping for air, you reach the surface. You look back and tear and see Zoe. She's red-faced and giggling. Zoe! You shout. You know I can't swim.
Sorry.
She laughs, treading water.
You look so scared staring into the cave like that. I just couldn't resist giving you a little dunk.
I'm not scared, you protest. I was just wondering if we'll be able to find a way out. It's so dark in there.
Just wondering, huh?
Zoe teases.
Want me to go first?
Alright, so I'm 100% sure that we're girls. We're both girls in this one.
Yeah, we're both girls.
Yeah.
Ah! He's back! Alright, so if you want Zoe to lead the path, turn to page 52. If you want to go first, turn to page 83. Grinch?
I'll let her go first.
Brandon?
I'm her character, so I'm gonna say Zoe goes first.
Josh?
Turn to page 52.
52 it is, let's go. You know there's no going back. Not with that gargoyle creature outside. The cave is your only hope, but still, it's so dark and spooky in there. You go first, Zoe, you say as you pull yourself onto the rocks. You gesture toward the creepy cave with one hand. If you're so brave, then just go on right ahead.
Okay, scary cat, follow me.
She says as she steps into the mouth of the cave. You stay right behind her. You are both dripping wet and shivering. A warm breeze is blowing through the cave. It dries you as you go. Your eyes adjust to the darkness. Jagged rocks line the walls of the cave. You move slowly through the dark. Zoe tells you when there's a boulder or a ditch. You walk for what seems like an eternity. Then you see something totally unexpected. Light. Look! You shout to Zoe. That must be the way out. Turn to page 88. Wind is a definite sign that there's going to be an exit, because again, caves don't generate wind. Zoe speeds over the rocks towards the bright light. You hurry to keep up. You can't wait to get out of this cave and meet up with your group. Even Miss Weddle is sounding pretty good to you right now. But when you glance up, you must have stumbled into some sort of large underground chamber. The light you saw was not from the sun, it was from a torchlight, cast by hundreds of blazing torches that decorate the room you now stand in.
Cool.
Zoe murmurs.
What is this place?
The cavern is so tall you can't even see the ceiling, but the floor is covered in soft carpets. At the end of the room, a small pyramid rises. It looks just like the ones we studied in ancient history class, you whispered, pointing to the pyramid.
Yeah, but this isn't history. This is now. Check out that throne.
Zoe says in amazement. At the top of the pyramid is a golden throne draped with what appeared to be tiger skins. Zoe walks over to it, gaping at the splendid throne. But you're starting to feel nervous. Somebody lit all these torches and you're not sure you want to be around when they get back. Too late.
Oh,
Zoe whispers.
something's coming.
Yeah, we're going to page 63, but that's definitely the tribe, dog.
We're done.
Hey, we're going to be cooked, fam. We're cooked, chat. All right. Page 63. From every corner of the room, from each crevasse, dark forms step out from the shadows. They move in, circling around you. Some of them are shorter than you, some taller. As they step into the torchlight, you realize with a chill that pierces you to the bone. There's something very unhuman about them. The first thing you notice is their bizarre heads. They look like hideous puffballs. They're perfectly round and covered with slimy white fuzz. What? Like moss, their eyes are big, gelatinous blobs, glossy and white. You're almost too grossed out by their heads to notice their bodies are covered with heavy gray, rock-like scales instead of skin, as if someone dipped them in glue and rolled them over a gravel pit. What are they? Some forgotten race of cave people with big blobby eyes to help them see in the dark? Maybe that's what happens to you if you spend too much time underground, you think. They are moving in on you and Zoe. Your knees start to feel shaky as they draw nearer. Turn to page 91 to find out if they're friends or enemies. What do these bizarre cave people want from you? You wonder as they come closer and closer.
Look up there.
Zoe yells as she points to the pyramid. All the creatures fall to their knees suddenly. A huge figure appears on the throne at the top of the pyramid. He must be 10 feet tall. Shark bait. Hoo-ha-ha.
Shark bait! Hoo-ha-ha!
His face is covered with strange slimy moss, like the others, but it's gold covered, not white, and huge horns stick out of each side of its big spongy head. He wears a robe of animal skins.
Greetings.
He booms. He speaks English. The cave creature draws toward you. Maybe they just want to say hello, like their king. Then again, why are they surrounding you if they're friendly? In a flash, you scan the cavern for an escape route. They're all around you. But off to your left seems to be a gap. If you make a break for it now, you just might get away from them. Or you could stay and hear what the big king has to say. Who knows? He could possibly be nice. It's your choice. Have it your way.
Have it your way.
So we have a choice. You can make a run for it on page 131, or you can hear the king out on page 107. I'm gonna weigh in first this time. We got 4 lives. Fuck it, 107.
Okay, 107.
Brandon?
I'm down for 107. I'm willing to try.
Grinch?
107.
I just wanted Grinch to have more lines, honestly. That's what it was. All right, 107. All right, okay, 107. You decided to hear what the king has to say. Maybe the king will show us a way out, you whisper to Zoe.
Human,
His voice booms through the cavern.
come forward.
2 of the rock people grab you, 1 on each arm. Their hands are covered with stone chips. The stones are digging into your skin. Ow! You exclaim.
Let us go.
Zoe cries. The rock people drag you both up to the top of the pyramid. They throw you down at the king's feet. Maybe you should have run when you had the chance. Turn to page 135. The king of cave people peers down at you. All the features on his face are covered with soft golden fuzz. The thick horns stick out from the sides of his enormous round puffball head. He's so tall that you're getting a cramp in your neck from looking up at him.
We live in this mountain. It is our home. You have trespassed here.
He says as he lowers himself majestically to his throne. Zoe interrupts him.
Excuse me, Mr. King, sir. I mean, Your Highness. I mean, whatever your name is.
Her face turning red.
Yes, what is it, human?
He asks impatiently.
We're very sorry to have busted in your home like this. We really shouldn't be here.
Zoe says, brushing her brown bangs out of her eyes, like she always does when she's nervous.
If you'd kindly show us how to get back out, we'd gladly leave.
Very funny.
Bellows the king. All the cave creatures start to snorting and chuckling.
Silence!
the king bellows, cutting off his subjects. He leans forward and grabs Zoe by the arm. Whoa! What are you doing there, guy?
Hey, yo, big buddy, what you doing, man?
Dead ass, this is Dan Schneider in his true form. Turn to page 116. The king glazes you. Just kidding. The king... The king gazes... Fuck me, dude. The king gazes into Zoe's face and bellows.
If you want us to show you the way out, you're gonna have to earn it.
Whoa, pause. Hey, she's just a kid.
Hey, yo, what, bro?
I'm gonna need you to take a seat, Chris Hansen style. He lets go of her, and she tumbles back to the ground next to you.
I shall set you a task. If you accomplish it in a certain amount of time, I'll let you go free. If you cannot...
The king shakes his horned head sadly. Your Majesty, what will happen to us if we can't do it? You ask bravely.
I will keep you here as my slave forever.
He roars, but whoa. I'm not comfortable here, man.
This is not gonna be good for us. Bro.
This did not age well! He roars as all the stone people snort and giggle as if their king just told the best joke ever. The king claps his... The king claps his stony cheeks. The king claps his... You know what it is? He's just offended because he's the king, and now he's thinking about throwing it back. All right. The king... The king claps his stony hands 3 times.
Bring forward the timepiece.
Timepiece? What the fuck? He commands... Turn forward to page 120. 4 servants hurry up the steps to the pyramid with a huge golden cage. With a huge golden cage. Within the cage is an enormous hourglass. They place the piece in front of the king. The king points a stony finger at you and Zoe.
You must bring me 3 pieces of gold from inside this mountain.
His voice echoes through the cavern.
You have 1 beluga to find the gold.
1 what?
Zoe asks.
1 beluga!
The king answers.
It's our unified time measurement here in the mountains.
Pardon me, sir, you interject. But do you know what that breaks down into in human time? Hours and minutes, maybe? You tap your watch to show what you're talking about.
I don't know.
The king snaps.
Here, take my pocket timepiece.
He hands you a beautiful little hourglass in a silver box. It's so small it fits right in your hand.
This was a gift from my mother.
The king says, bowing his head.
If you lose it, I'll boil you in lava.
He doesn't look like he's joking either.
On the count of 3, we'll flip the timepiece together. 1, 2...
And we quick turn to page 3. Ah ha ha! I see what they did there. The king claps his hands 3 times. And the servants flip the timepiece over. You do the same thing to the miniature timepiece in your hand. The sand pours through the glass. You tuck the baby hourglass into your shirt pocket. It fits perfectly.
You have 1 beluga. Now bring me 3 pieces of gold.
The king bellows. You glance around the chamber. There are tunnels everywhere. Come on, you shout at Zoe. Let's go. The 2 of you head for the biggest tunnel leading away from the chamber. You have 1 palooka to find the gold. Just how long is a palooka anyway? You wonder. Turn to page 58. You and Zoe race down the big tunnel. Where are we going to find the gold? You wonder aloud to Zoe.
I don't know.
Zoe replies.
It's not like your average scavenger hunt. Gold is pretty hard to come by.
The tunnel is wide and well lit by lanterns that hang from the walls. About every 5 feet, smaller tunnels branch off to the sides of the main tunnel.
Quick, let's take this one.
Zoe chooses, pointing to a tunnel that curves downward.
There might be some gold deeper down toward the center of the earth.
Above you see a tunnel that goes straight up. There's a ladder cut into stone. Do you want to take the tunnel that goes down? Turn to page 14. Do you want to take the ladder above you instead? Climb 98. Now, so let's go off some Minecraft logic here.
I am placing blocks and shit 'cause I'm in fucking Minecraft. Oh my god. Is that fucking pig?
To find gold, diamonds, and such, you go down. You don't go up. Now, it could be that they've already harvested all the gold in this mountain and they're storing it up there, but it's fitty-fitty. So, starting with Brandon, where are we going?
We're going down.
Okay, Josh.
Down.
Grinch.
Now.
So like 311, we're down. All right, so here we go. Page 14. Let's take the tunnel that goes down, you say. You pull the timepiece out of your pocket. Great, we've only got about 2/3 of a palooka left. Even if we do get... Is that... Hang on. Is that you, Brandon, or me?
Oh, it is me. Even if we do get the golden time, do you think we'll make it back to the group before they take off?
Liz asks, glancing at her...
Oh?
Alright, well, I'm just gonna assume it's me. So, Liz asks, glancing at her clunky watch. I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna run through it. It's already 2:30. We only have half an hour left.
Oh, wait, no, it's a little screw up. Because it says you next. You were Mark.
Liz and Zoe are short. Well, guys, let's take a quick pause. So, if you haven't read this book, we just found a grammatical error. Which, good job, Scholastic. Real fucking bang-up job there. Anyway, we're assuming this is Zoe. So, Brandon, just, you read the even if we get the gold, and we'll go from there. And instead of saying Liz, I'll just say Zoe. Go ahead.
Okay. Even if we do get the golden time, do you think we'll make it back to the group before they take off?
Zoe asks, glancing at her clunky watch.
It's already 2:30. We only have a half hour left.
Let's worry about the gold first. If we get out of this mess, we'll meet up with Miss Weedle somehow, you remark. You follow Zoe down the narrow tunnel. This one is not as well lit as the others. There is only one lantern above every 20 feet. Even though Zoe is right in front of you, sometimes you bump into her because you can't see her.
Ouch.
Zoe complains.
Up farther behind me. You don't have to walk on my heels.
Sorry, you answer. I'll hang back a little. The tunnel twists and turns. Zoe gets so far ahead of you that you feel as if you're alone. Your sneakers crunch on the loose rocks on the floor on the path. The sounds echo down the passageway. You can hear your heart beating. Ba-dum-bump, ba-dum-bump. Turn to page 33. You stumble along the darkly lit tunnel, listening to your heartbeat. How will you find these 3 pieces of gold? When it's so dark you can hardly see your hand in front of your face. Bump, 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 bump. Your heartbeat makes the only sound. I don't even hear Zoe's footsteps anymore, you think to yourself as you tramp through the passageway. Then when the tunnel ends, that's right, you walk smack into a round stone wall. You're in a small cave. Huge boulders block your path forward. It's a dead end. Where did Zoe go? She was right in front of you. Your heartbeat speeds up. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Where is she? Look for her on page 104. Because she's R.L. Stein got sucked into a book. She's obviously on page 104.
You try living in a book for a while.
Where could Zoe have gone? The tunnel is dead now. There's no way out. You were right behind her. Zoe! You call. Zoe, where are you? Where are you? You. Your voice echoes back. That's when you notice the tip of a shoe sticking out from behind a boulder over to your left. It's a green shoe. The tip of it curves upward like an elf shoe. Who's there? You demand. Quick, turn to page 26. You can't see around the boulder to see who it is that's wearing that weird little shoe. But you're sure that whoever it is has something to do with the disappearance of your friend. Who's there? You repeat.
That's me, your friendly neighborhood troll.
A tiny man steps out from behind the rock. He carries a bright lantern that casts a flood of light into the tiny chamber. The troll is wearing a cute little mountain climber's outfit, complete with lederhosen and a striped white and green stockings. A white beard covers his wrinkled face. He would look like a tiny clown, but he has an evil expression on his face. His mouth is set in a hard line. His eyes, you realize with a shock, are red. Where's my friend? You ask the troll.
Well, that's no way to greet someone.
The fellow snaps. He walks over to you. He comes up to your waist.
My name is Crombie. What's yours?
He extends his hand to you. He leans towards you with his hand out, scowling. There's something wicked in those red eyes. Do you shake his hand? Go to page 29. Or do you avoid his handshake? Turn to page 81. Don't touch them dick beaters. 81.
Hey, no Diddy. I'm not touching that man's hand.
Ain't no way, no man.
Alright, Grinch, you've been pretty quiet.
Plus no troll, bruh. Move on.
I love how enthusiastic you sound. I'm so sorry that we're not the kitty corral.
Okay.
Alright, well, let me just do this quick tech deck flip over here because I had to, bust on him, and let's keep going. 81. Nice to meet you, Crombie, you say to the troll, burying your hands in your pockets. Have you seen my friend Zoe? The troll wrinkles up his brow, as if he's thinking very hard.
Is she about this tall?
He says, holding up his hand to exactly Zoe's height.
With freckles and hair in her face and not very good manners?
Yeah, you nod. That sounds like her.
Yeah, Cronaby says.
Sticking his hands in his pocket and imitating you.
I saw which way she went.
Where is she? You demanded. The troll sits down on top of a small rock and crosses his legs.
I'll tell you where she went if you tell me what you're doing down here. It's not often we see human kids down here.
He says with curiosity. Make a long story short, you explain. We were chased inside the waterfall. We've got to find 3 pieces of gold for the king or we'll be turned into slaves.
Oh, you must be scared.
He whispers. No, not scared at all, you say with confidence.
Not scared at all, eh?
Crombie says, his red eyes glimmering.
Well, you're in luck. Look what I have here.
He's going to try to offer us gold for a sexual favor. Turn to page 71. In Crombie's tiny 2 fists are little nuggets of shimmering gold. Dude, punch him in his shit. Just like fucking deck him as hard as you can in the kidneys and take him.
No, you know what you do? You punch him in the gut, and you punch him in the gut, and you kick him in the balls, and he bursts out a rainbow like Gravity Falls.
Also, okay. Also, real quick, haven't seen that. I'll take your word for it. In Crosby's 2 fists are 2 little nuggets of shimmering gold. Wow, if you could get them from the troll, then you'd be more than halfway home.
I'll play for you for the gold.
Crombie bargains. Play what?
Well, since you're not scared of anything, I'll ask you a question about something really scary. If you get the question right, you get the gold. And I'll show you where your friend is.
So he does know about Zoe. What if I get the question wrong, you ask?
Well, then I get to keep the gold and your friend.
The troll has the evil glint in his eye.
You see, I like to eat human beings. They're so chewy. If you lose, you have to help me carry Zoe to my kitchen. She's too heavy for me to carry by myself.
He giggles in anticipation. No way, you shout. You'd never bet on your best friend's life.
But I'm afraid you have no choice.
The troll whispers.
How will you save her? You don't even know where she is.
Crombie throws his head back and laughs. The troll is right. You must play. Go to page 15 to decide your and Zoe's fate.
Oh my god.
What?
Look at the page.
Okay. God damn it. Alright, well, when Josh reads the part, we'll get to it. Crombie says, leaning up against the boulder.
Let me think.
Don't think for too long, you tell him, pulling out the hourglass out of your pocket. I've only got 1/3 of a palooka left.
Okay, if you're so brave.
The troll says.
Then you must read lots of scary books. Have you ever heard of R.L. Sime?
Of course, you shout. Your voice echoes down the hallway. You're a Goosebumps expert. You're going to ace this question. We really are, though.
In the book of Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, a vicious animal scares the lawn gnomes away. Is it a bat or a dog?
Easy, think to yourself. Okay, here's the problem, guys. We haven't fucking read that book yet!
I remember what the animal is, actually.
Alright, well, let's go in a group here, and we'll see if we're gonna go with Josh last since he has the answer. Grinch, page 90 for a bat, page 30 for a dog.
It's a dog. I remember that book.
Brandon?
Too well.
Dog. Yeah, dog.
Alright, Josh.
Dog.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that because I haven't read that one. So, doggo it is, page 30. It was a dog. Joe and Mindy's dog Buster, you say with confidence. You watch as the troll's face turns scarlet. His skin almost matches the fiery color of his eyes.
Oh yeah!
He screams. You mean I got it wrong? You gasp.
You got it right! I made the question too easy!
Excellent, you did it.
No!
Crombie screeches, throwing his body on the ground and hammering it with his tiny fists.
I haven't had a meal in 20 years!
The troll moans. That's your problem. I won fair and square, you declare. Now show me where Zoe is and give me my gold.
Give me one last chance! We could bet for another piece of gold!
He whittles.
That way you would have all 3 and you can go free!
You hesitate. I don't know.
Huh? They'll be fun.
He pleads.
Another IO sign question. After all, time is running out.
It's a hard call, but you gotta make a decision. Do you bet for the 3rd piece of gold? Turn to page 114. Or do you grab Zoe the 2 pieces of gold and run away from the troll? Page 38. Josh?
Page 114.
Brandon?
114.
Let's see. Deadpool?
114.
Okay.
Oh, I know this question.
Hold on. Okay, you announce, I'll accept your challenge.
What?
Crombie says.
If you get it right, I'll give you 3 pieces of gold. And Zoe will go free. If you lose, though...
He rubs his hands together greedily.
I get to keep you both, you and Zoe.
Gulp. What's the question, you ask? In your head, you're trying to remember every Goosebumps book you've ever read, which was all of them.
The boy has a little sister who's a real pain. Is her name Tara the Terrible or Tanya the Terror?
That question is harder, but you know the answer. Yeah, everyone knows the answer because Josh literally fucking hates this character. I remember doing the episode of that one Goosebumps podcast, R.I.P. And Josh spent like 25 minutes talking about why Tara was such a cunt.
Yeah, I agree.
I was glazing about how bad she was.
He's like, I'm glad she got eaten by the Time Wizard. I know you do.
I was glazing.
Pause real quick. Hey, we haven't got to the book yet. It's funny. That's our next book. So shout out to next episode. Grinch, what were your thoughts on Tara?
It's Tara the Terrible.
And what were your thoughts on her as a character?
She's a piece of shit.
Page 74. And then with that, we'll be right back after this quick break.
From Wes Craven, the creator of Scream, comes the horror series that started it all. All 7 Nightmare on Elm Streets are fully remastered, repackaged, and available for the very first time in a Platinum Series DVD box set and VHS box set. The Platinum Series includes a bonus DVD, the Nightmare Series Encyclopedia. Nightmare on Elm Street. Scarier than any little witch. Miss me. Available now.
74. The little sister is named Tara the Terrible, you declare with pride. The troll jumps up and down.
I can't believe it! You got it right again!
You jump into the air. You did it! Hand over my gold, you command to Crombie. With tears in his eyes, Crombie withdraws 3 fat nuggets of gold from his pocket of his little pants and hands them over to you. Now show me where Zoe is. You check the timepiece. You still have about a fifth of a palooka left. You follow him to the mouth of the tunnel where Zoe is sitting all tied up. Crombie unties her and scurries away. I got our gold, you exclaim.
Alright.
She gives you a high five.
How'd you do it?
You tell her the whole story, and on your way to the pyramid, you and Zoe reach the grand chamber as the last few grains of sand are about to fall through the hourglass. We've got the gold, you shout triumphantly. The king himself shows you out into the jungle. You safely meet up with the Junior Explorers Adventure Club. And what an adventure it was, the end. So we won.
Yeah, survived.
Wow, we did it.
You won, finally.
Perfect victory.
Flawless victory.
Yeah, we did it. We beat it. So that was when's the last time we done that? Have we done that before?
We have.
Okay. Guys, I don't remember. They're few and far between. Josh, I want to hear one thing you liked about it.
It truly was an adventure.
Okay. Brandon, what's one thing you liked about this book?
I like the fact that we beat it in one go, and it was actually surprisingly a very interesting book.
Yeah, okay. Grinch, what's one thing you liked about this book?
Probably because we actually have more characters, and the characters are actually likable compared to the other book we read.
Yeah, this one flowed pretty interesting. I mean, I was kind of like expecting something else, but I'm not mad with how it went. Like, I liked the pace it followed. But yeah, let's go back to Josh. What's one thing you didn't like about the book?
There was a lot of twists and turns. It kept you forever just to get to the ending.
Yeah, we did. We burned about an hour here. That's okay though. Brandon, what's one thing you disliked about that book?
I guess kind of how generic of an ending was. It's just like, oh, we got the gold, and then we found our teacher at the end.
Yeah, they really sped run the fuck out of that last part.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, the fact of the matter is that the teacher's not, like, worried at all about where they've been.
They're just like, they're fine.
Yeah, they
Don't
kind
worry about
of they JJK'd the ending. They kind of rushed it. Like I feel like we could have. That was at least 2 or 3 more pages of wrapping things up. Like, got it. Hey, your friend lied about the flower. There should have been repercussions for that. I think talking to the king and being like, "Whoa, you actually found it during a palooka." We didn't give the king his hourglass back. We didn't find out what happened with that stone jaguar. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that one. Okay. Yeah, like kind of with Brandon. I'm with Brandon on this one. That was just the ending was very a little like rushed. Also, it's a kid's book. I get it, so I can't like pick it apart too much. But I fucking hate when we go like. This is the second time, I don't think, Brandon, you were with us for the first one, but essentially this is the second time in a Goosebumps Give Yourself book where they're like, oh, have you ever heard of this series? You know, and then they make you answer Goosebumps trivia. When we did The Deadly Experience of Dr. Eek, it was the same thing, but it was about My Harris Adventure.
That doesn't shock me. Stein's gotta glaze himself a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I get it. Let's start with a rating system, starting with Grinch, 1 through 10.
Probably an 8.
Brandon, what would you rate this book?
7.
Okay, Josh?
9.
We're at all over the place this one. I think it was like 6.57. I'm just going to go 7. 7.75. We'll round that up to an 8. So this scores a soft 8. It's B tier for a Give Yourself. Wasn't great, wasn't terrible. The path we took just happened to work out. So, closing statements on this book, starting with Josh.
If you're in a jungle, don't go off by yourself.
Brandon, closing statements.
If you go in the forest, at least make sure you don't have baby oil with you because Diddy might chase you.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Grinch, closing statements.
Don't try to trick your teacher into thinking there's a rare flower.
I'm also gonna say essentially, just don't. If you're on vacation, don't go on learning expeditions. You're on vacation, my dude. Just saying. So join us next episode, whenever I get this edited. We're going to be reviewing book number 28, The Cuckoo Clock of Doom.
Yay!
I'm leaving that in. This has been Goosebumps Podcast Can Be Murder. If you haven't already done so, make sure you click the buttons. The buttons being like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you enjoy what we do here, maybe join our Discord server. And if you want to be part of the podcast, jump on in. We're always looking for guest stars. As always, we appreciate your viewership, and we'll stab you in the next one.